Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here is my recap for December 21st. Okay, so today I took one trade, and here's my P&L right here. As you can see, the TFS server updated, so I didn't actually get to pull up my account here with the position, so that's all lost. Good thing before I left the house today, I took a picture and a screenshot of it. So here it is, and I've plotted all my trades here. Let's go through with the recap and all my trades real quick. Basically, today I was about to not trade at all because I didn't wake up till, well, kind of embarrassing to say, but I didn't wake up till 2 p.m. So by the time I woke up, I opened up my software, my trading software, and I was looking at Roku. And basically, the idea for Roku yesterday, I called out last night in my watch list, was to see a top out at 30, exactly 30, and that's what it did, and it faded all day. And the goal is to get it down to 25. So on the daily chart here, you'll see that I have marked off the goal, or the 25 area. Okay, and where this comes from is basically major support from the IPO day. So on the daily chart, I'm going to zoom into the first few days of its IPO. And basically, the immediate support, I just don't see it stop until at least it tests this 2675 area. It might bounce a little bit. It's the second day here. It's the doji day, where I marked off the opening and the closing price of the doji. So I'm guessing that the stock might have a little trouble around this area before it comes down to the potential 25 here. Okay, and then if 25 snaps, we'll be testing the first day's highs at 23.5. So that's the idea on Roku here. So Roku, that's the first chart I was looking at today, and by the time I woke up at 2 o'clock, so let's mark that off. And I open up the chart, I saw that I've already missed a move, right? And basically that's fine. I mean, I miss move all the time. I'm just a little disappointed in myself lately. I haven't been able to wake up early enough to trade and take advantage of the morning opportunities out there. But lately we have been seeing a lot of late day opportunities as well for the prior week. So let's bring in the SPY here. Okay, and if you see here, let me get into the 15-minute chart on the SPY and scroll back a few days. Okay, so on the SPY here, I mean, lately we've seen for the past week that the trades don't really happen, or the big moves don't really happen until late day anyway. So I was okay with missing the early opening, because usually the early opening we tend to chop in the morning, and then we get the late day fades. So that's what I was looking for. Had I woke up early this morning and be able to capitalize on this, this would have been huge. I mean, it's a massive call, and I nailed it. But it is what it is. So let's take a look at what I saw today. So first thing I did, knowing that I missed a move, I looked at the big picture. All right, I looked at the big picture of Roku and see what it did. I had this trend line mapped out. Okay, this downtrend line, I saw that it bounced and it started topping out around this 28.20 area. And my idea is to look for the late day fade, right? So I did see this resistance area, okay, that it's topping out, and we are looking at it from around here. Let's see. So let's get you into the eyes of what I'm looking at, right? So I'm looking at this, and I mapped out this area, and I was just waiting, right? So I saw the topping action around this 28 area. I saw it already came down under 28, right? And I zoomed in a little bit, knowing that I kind of missed the move already. And basically, it was around here I started watching it, and I saw it come down. I didn't want to chase because it's already coming down and snapped 28 by this time. I saw it bounce, and then eventually I draw this uptrend line. I saw it bounce. It got held up here at 28.10, and then eventually I draw this uptrend line. And as I was still watching it, I saw it fail 28 again. It bounced off and rejected 28. And then I draw this uptrend line afterwards. And as it was coming back in, I know 28 was a key psychological whole number. I marked that off as well, right? And I zoomed out a little bit more. I was looking at the 28 whole number area. It looked good to me. It looked really good to me. And my thesis was already thinking, I want to try to get in on the next pop. If it fails 28, my risk is basically a little bit above here, around these highs over here. All right. The 28, I was actually using 28.17, right? So I was content to use 28.17 as a risk before I took this trade. I was looking at this topping action over here, the prior highs. I didn't want to use 28.15 because it was such a solid whole number. I didn't want to use 28.10 because it's such a round number, and 28.11 to 28.13, basically it's the top, right? It's the top of this red candle. So I wanted to use a little bit above. So it was either 28.17 or 28.18, right? So I picked 28.17 right around this area as my stop. And my thesis was to short as close as 28 possible, and then risk 28.17, knowing that I'll be risking about 20 cents. Now let's pull up my first average here. I shorted 100 shares at 27.97 at 2:37 p.m. So it's basically this candle right here. So as this thing came down and it was coming back up, I saw it fail the 200. I saw it fail the 28. I saw it under the trend line, and I was watching it. I contemplated taking it on this candle, but it was still a little too far, and I wanted to see another test because this candle could have just held like it did, and it started to make this lower high, so that got me worried as well. So I wanted to wait one more time, and as I was waiting, I saw this come up and squeeze. It failed the trend line, and it started coming down and formed this big wick, okay? So if I move the bubble out of the way, you'll see. And as this big wick formed, I basically took the trade. I saw it stuff. I basically took the trade, shorted 100 shares, and this is my risk right here. Okay, so my risk was literally 20 bucks. Okay, my goal is to bring it down to the low of days. So my goal was to actually bring it down all the way to, at this time, the low of day was 27.43. So I was risking 20 cents, and to the downside, my goal was 97.43, 54 cents, I would say. Yeah. So almost 2.5 to 1, right? Yeah, 2.5 to 1. So about 50 cents gain, 20 cents loss. 2 to 1. I saw that trade and I thought it was a good trade and it was a correct plan. So I took the trade. So once I took the trade, I literally just waited, right? And it came down. It held this $20.70. I thought about taking some, but I never did. So I basically left it on. And then as it come back up, it tested again the highs here right at my entry price. And it did break through the trend line. As this candle came up over the trend, I wanted to get out. But then I'm like, no, let's wait one more candle for it to confirm that it has broke out the trend. So on this candle, it popped up, sold off, and the next candle it opened down again. So when it did open down, I basically wrote it, and as it came back down here, it gave me a chance at 27.65. That's where I took half. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, this is a nice 30 cents gain, so I took half of it right here and basically lock in some profits. And once I did, I was just holding. Once again, it comes back up, test it. This time it breaks out of the trend line. But since I took half, I was content of waiting a little bit longer. I saw that, yes, it did break out of the trend. Yes, it did get back up and over the 50, but then I still have the 200, and my real stop is actually right here, right? So here was my real stop, right? So even though if I had the reason why I held on to it was my entry price was here on this line, and my stop is here. So I was still winning, even though it broke out. And had I held on a little bit longer, uh, I would have still been green. At worst, I'll be break even, and I have nothing to lose in this trade because I paid myself already. So I held on. I waited one more candle, and sure enough, the next candle snapped and came back under trend, right? So that was good. As I was watching it test this trend line again, and it failed. Once again, I debated taking it off because it's breaking trend, but the next candle basically opened low, up, and the next candle opened lower. So all this consolidation area really tested my patience here at this point. But I held on, thinking that thinking that my prior trades, I've took them off too early. Secondly, I have literally nothing to lose. At the very least, I will break even, or this trade will be kind of like it never happened. So why not give it a chance to work, right? So that's literally what I did. I just sat on it for the next half and just rolled it down as it came down here to 27.55, which is kind of basically 40 cents from my initial entry from 97 to uh, 57. So I took off another half, and then the next half I was content to just let it ride until it hits my real target of 27.40. Now after that, I had to go to work today at 4 p.m. Right, so I have my regular job at 4 p.m. So by this time I had to get out of the house. It was 3:30 already. There was traffic, so I'm like, oh God, as much as I want to leave this on, I can't because I don't want to swing anything over the weekend. And so basically, I just took it off. I took it off and then got out of the house and left for work. And this is what happened after. But the plan was good, the trade was good, and the idea was good, right? Unfortunately, life happened, so I wasn't able to complete the trade. But had I completed it, it would have been a very nice trade all the way from here. And it reached my goal, right? It reached my goal to the 40s. So I would have took it off here, or took it off here on this bounce as I saw it come down, right, into the 27. Maybe I'll take it off. I don't know. I'll take it off somewhere around this area. Anyways, that would have been a great trade, right? Bring it back down to, well, this is not yesterday's close. This is Friday's close. But I would have brought it back down, and it would have been a fantastic trade. I would have captured a lot on it, like a whole, almost $1 move. But that's what it is. The P&L is not amazing, right? I made $30 on it after commissions. 4 tickets, $6. After commissions, I made $27, right? $27 is not a lot, but compared to a lot of regular jobs out there, I literally made this $27 in an hour, right? You got to think about it positively that way. Secondly, it's not about the sizing for me right now. It's more about being able to see that trade and just take it and not hesitate to take a trade, right? Knowing that my plan is in play and I had a stop out all set and ready. And I basically just take the trade and let it work, right? That's the biggest problem right now with me, myself, and a lot of other traders out there is the inability to accept the fact that we are in this profession where not every day we are guaranteed to get paid, right? Trading have inherent risks, and at the end of the day, if you are to become a successful, profitable trader, you have to accept the fact that some days we do not get paid. In fact, we actually lose, and it is the uncertainty that actually makes this career so lucrative, right? It's big risk, big reward. So we do have the potential to fail. And for me right now, because of losing two small account challenges in the past 2 months, that has gotten to me a little bit, and the sense of failure in itself has gotten into my mind. So I'm trying to break out of it. And every day I'm constantly trying to remind myself that as long as I accept the fact that I am a day trader, there is an inherent risk. Uh, I not all my trades will work, and as long as I know and accept fully that the fact that not all my trades will work, this is where I'm going to stop out. This is how much money I'm going to lose. That's it, right? Uh, from then on, you basically just take the trade and let it work, right? Um, so that in itself is a big confidence builder. It will take some time for any new traders out there, myself included, to get this mentality back into my mind, get this mindset, right? At the beginning of this year, I did very well. As you can see on my Instagram, I've posted some very consistent P&Ls of $100 to $200 days, right? But ever since I sized down and tried the small account challenge, it's basically that pressure has gotten to me to try not to be wrong. And that's just a bad mindset to have that I got myself into. It's bad habit. So I'm trying to get out of this psychologically right now. And I'm trying to do that every day by taking less trades and using smaller size, and basically trying to build my confidence back up from there. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed what you watched today. This is what Trick has taught us, like my mentor has taught us on a day in, day out basis. It's the psychological part of trading is trying to break that barrier, because we're so used to just going into work and making money, putting in your time card, clocking in, and you're already paid. But in fact, I mean, yeah, okay, you're already paid, but it doesn't pay well. You're still struggling. You're not gaining financial freedom from slaving away at a regular job. Instead, I chose the occupation and career as a trader, and this is the mindset that I need to build into my mind, right? This is the mindset that I need to have. So, with that said, this is what Trick teaches every day, right? He's the way he puts it is quote unquote. He's like, just take the trade, just take the trade. Who gives a shit about losing that couple hundred or couple 50 or however much money you are willing to risk? Who gives a shit, right? I mean, the fact is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But because we are in one of the best trading chat rooms in the world, and because we have so much experience trading these setups, that we know that these setups actually work most of the time, more often than not. So I come to think about it, I still don't know why I've been hesitating to pull the trigger, right? I mean, even here when it set that lower high and it hit that trend line, why did I hesitate and not pull the trigger here, right? I could have done it. In the past, I would have done it, right? Now I'm trying to build it back in, get my mind back on track, and basically learn to accept the fact that we are day traders. So when we see the setup, just take the trade. All right. So hope you guys liked this video, picked up some nuggets from here, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys bright and early on Monday. Monday, I like to remind you guys, it's Christmas Eve. It's a half day, so the stock market will open, but it closes at 1 p.m. With that said, volume is going to be really, really low, and it's okay if you don't even want to trade on that day, because basically all the institutional traders are gone anyways, out for the holidays, right? All the big boys, they're done. What you got left is probably on Monday is just the retail traders. So I mean, start your holidays early, Christmas Eve, man. If I don't see you guys later on, I mean, I wish you guys all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's, all right? Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Ciao.